Hello all, hope you are preparing well. In this video, I am going to share my mistakes, very minor mistakes I used to do when I am writing prelims. Let's get started. The first mistake we do is not analyzing our mock properly. I'm not saying you're not analyzing completely, but there's an exception here. Everyone can do quant and reasoning. Everyone can analyze their quant and reasoning, but they neglect English. Please stop making wild guesses in English. It seriously leads to the negative marks. Many aspirants will analyze their quant and reasoning but they neglect English. Whatever the subject, the first mistake we do is not clearing our basics. Basics are very important. So it is the first mistake we do. Without clearing basics, we can't write a mock. Irrespective of the subject, irrespective of the chapter, we should be clear about the basics. We lose our marks by neglecting some chapters also. Like we neglect that chapter and we don't have any idea about that. Zero idea about the chapter. We can't even do basic sums also. We know that examiner gives us basic to moderate sums in prelims. If we don't have any idea about basics, how can we solve the moderate sums? In my case, I neglected the chapters like mensuration, probability, and also permutations and combinations. Likewise, in your case, please analyze the chapters which you don't have any idea. Please don't neglect any chapter. The next thing is about English section. In English section, so many people have no idea about the grammar. Just going through the wild guesses. You should not play games by wild guesses. You should make a habit of attempting only correct answers, especially in the English section. Be perfect in the grammar rules and practice more and more. Make a good to-do list and follow that daily. That builds up confidence on yourself. The second mistake is chain reaction. You may wonder what is chain reaction. See, we all have one comfort zone with some type of questions. Choose the questions which gives you comfort, especially in quant section. If you are good at solving DI, go to the DI first. Otherwise, if you are good at simplifications, go to the simplifications first. We know that there are 1 to 35 questions in quant. For example, you have started from the first question and completed up to 14 questions. When coming to the 15th question, and this question is from the chapter which you are not comfortable, please avoid doing that problem. If you are so much confused, that confusion leads to anxiety. That anxiety affects next question. Even though if you are sure about the next question, you will end it up like a mess. There is a chance of doing mistakes here. The next thing is, due to the confusion and anxiety, we may read the values as wrong because our mind is not concentrating properly. Here the key is to avoid the 15th question. Due to that, we are taking wrong values, otherwise taking 10% as 20%. And marking wrong answers will lead to the negative marks. This is the chain reaction and it will cause the mess up. Third one is the very basic thing. While solving problem in a mock test, if you are using your notebook, doing your rough in a notebook, please avoid. Please stop now itself. Always use rough papers instead of rough books. You may ask me why. What is the difference between rough books and rough papers? See, while we are in the exam hall, only 2 to 3 papers were given. Of course, they will give the extra papers, but the time will be wasted. And the main thing is, if you are habituated to do rough in a notebook, it will be very comfortable. But when it comes to the exam, in exam hall, there will be some rough surface while you are doing the rough. The computer desks are rough and there will be only 2 papers, which is not comfortable to do our rough work on that paper. Because at home you are habituated to a rough notebook and some people do their rough work on single rule notebooks. When coming to the reasoning section, we all know that we should draw some horizontal and vertical lines for the puzzle solving. When it comes to the real exam, you may take some extra time to draw that lines. See, here unknowingly you are wasting your time. So next time when you are writing your mock test, please tear some papers from the notebook, 2 to 3 papers, and do your rough work on that. As I said, these small changes will save you the time. You can use this time on some other sum or some other puzzle. The next mistake is thinking to attempt every question. Many aspirants are fixing their mind even before an exam. They're fixing an attempt like 90, 95 out of 100. See, attempts never matter. It is all about the accuracy. When coming to the English section, there are some topics like RC, parajumbles. There is no need to attempt 10 by 10 questions in RC and 5 by 5 questions in parajumble. It is okay to attempt 6 or 7 questions out of 10 in RC if you are not sure about the remaining questions. Likewise, in parajumble, if you are not sure about the last 2 or the first 2, attempt 3 or 4. Attempt only the things which you know. Here you are avoiding negative marks. You should give the first priority to the accuracy. Apply the same concept to the reasoning also. I think you have an idea about coding decoding. In coding decoding, we should avoid some type of questions. I will show an example here. I think you all are familiar with this type of questions. Please try to avoid this type of questions because we have to find the code word for the many words, which is very time taking. If time permits, you can continue to do this question. But if there is a limited time, please try to avoid this. In that case, you can skip this. When you have no time, go for 3 or 4 questions. This will save your time for the next questions. Similarly, in quant, DI will have 5 questions. DI will always be the game changer for quant section. There will be the 5 questions. 3 or 4 questions are easy to moderate and 1 or 2 questions are compulsorily calculative in DIs. Of course, in caselets also. Avoid calculative questions and save some time. As I have already said, please don't fix that you should attempt all the questions in the exam. Give the priority to accuracy also. The next mistake is carry forwarding your attention to the next section. It means if you didn't give a good attempt in English section, just for an example I am saying, if you didn't give a good attempt in English section, for example we say 15 only. Now you feel the 15 attempts are very less. You feel it as a less attempt. Now we feel this 15 as a less attempt and we carry forward this tension to the next section. If the next section is quant and thinking about this English section, do we spoil quant section also? No, right? Say this to your mind that please don't bother about the previous section. Whatever the previous section attempt is, be effective in the current section. Be effective in this quant section without bothering about the English section. Then you will break the chain and you will be effective in the reasoning section. Then you will end up with a decent attempt with good accuracy. Next mistake is very common in many people. That is giving mocks only 1 week before the exam. You may be good at every subject, but if we can't analyze ourselves by writing mocks, we will be in a big trouble. Always remember that you are taking your mock test at least 3 weeks before the exam. At least 3 weeks before means 21 days. We can develop a habit in 21 days. So plan your mock tests accordingly. Next mistake is also very common in many people. That is being overconfident. Not being confident and being overconfident both are harmful to us. One of the examples is not concentrating on basics. This is common especially in the aspirants who already appeared mains. What they think is, I'm saying about some people only, what they think is, okay, I'm good with the basics, there is no need for the revision. If there is no revision, your mind will take some time to recollect the information. It leads to the wastage of time. So don't be overconfident and please concentrate on the basics and revise before your exam. Next point is optional. I'm just sharing my experience with it. I used to write a mock test in a laptop. There is no mouse in my house. I only use the touchpad on the laptop. So when I am using that, I use it to take more time to mark the options. There is so much of time wastage. I don't know where the time is going. Later one day, I don't know why I took my phone, but one day I wrote a mock on my phone. And the option marking became very easy to me and the phone is very handy to me. When I started writing mocks on my phone, I used to concentrate on the question more. Likewise, once you try comparing with the laptop and the mobile. As I said that this point is optional, If you are okay with laptop, continue with it. If you are okay with mobile, continue with it. I felt phone as a handy thing, so I continued writing mocks in my mobile phone. I will add a mistake as a sub point to it. Some people write mock tests on their bed. Writing mock test on a bed makes us feel relaxing. But will the exam hall will be like that? No, right? So please set the proper chair, and also you should be in the good posture. Sitting posture is also important, otherwise spinal problems will come. So please avoid writing mock tests on your bed. You may ask me what is the need of these small changes. Always remember these small changes will lead to the good habits. Success will come by following these good habits only. Next mistake is about reasoning. Never choose a puzzle as a starting question. If you are good at it, you can go, but be careful. Sometimes the puzzle may not be solved. Here there is a chance of chain reaction, so please be careful. In my case, I avoided this. I used to start the reasoning section with miscellaneous questions. Once we make a habit of scoring 30 plus marks in reasoning, especially in mocks. In mocks, if you score 30 plus, you can follow your heart while writing the exam. So in the real exam, you can follow your heart. Next mistake is spoiling the day before your exam. Not only the day before an exam, it may be 4 days before an exam or a week before an exam. Some habits like not eating proper food, eating junk food and not getting enough sleep, and revising all the syllabus, 100% syllabus revising on the previous day. If you don't eat properly, it may lead to the depression. It is not the one and only reason, it is one of those reasons which cause depression. So try to eat healthy food and avoid junk food. Another big mistake is increasing your screen time. You should take a proper 5-minute break after every 25 to 30 minutes. See, we are aspirants. We need to spend some time on screen every day. So please give some rest to your eyes. Avoid the heavy usage of social media. You can meditate also. The ultimate goal is to keep our mind calm. If our mind is not calm, we can't do anything properly. If your prelims exam is tomorrow, complete your revision by 6 pm or 7 pm a day before your exam. After 7 pm, relax and keep your mind calm. Keep your mind ready for the exam tomorrow. Here, my suggestion is go to the exam with a fresh mind. Don't write any mocks on your exam day. If you write a mock exam on your exam day, if you get a very good marks, you will be overconfident. If you get less marks, you will be less confident. So anything is harmful. Just go to the exam with a free mind. The last mistake is a very crucial thing in every aspirant's life. What I am saying is, if you avoid making this mistake, no one can stop you. A big mistake you do to yourself is not believing in yourself. These are the mistakes I have done while I am writing my prelims exams. If you want this for the mains exam, please do comment so that I can know how many people are expecting the video on mains. And so many people, after giving their exam, they worry about the attempts. Always remember, don't worry about the attempts. If you are confident on your accuracy, there is no need to worry about your attempts. After coming out of an exam hall, doing analysis is okay, but please don't compare your attempt with every other aspirant, because that comparison makes you weak. If someone set their attempt as 90, 85, 80, whatever the attempt is, you should not feel bothered. They may attempt 90, 80 or 85, but without accuracy, will they qualify prelims? No, right? So the ultimate goal is to maintain accuracy. Every individual is different here. If you gave an exam, just make a brief analysis and then prepare for the next exam. Because once we step out of the exam hall, we can't change anything. I will make a detailed video on dealing with quant, English and reasoning, especially in prelims. So stay tuned for many more videos. I hope you understood these 11 mistakes. See you in the next video.